There's a concept I've been thinking about for the last week, and it's jailbreaking your life. Is it possible to jailbreak your life? The concept of jailbreaking and how it applies to your life. So I'm going to give a quick definition of jailbreaking. Jailbreaking is essentially you're in a sandbox. You live in this world inside the sandbox, and you can see that there is an outside world outside of your sandbox, and you want to get out of your sandbox. So you look around the walls, and you see that there's high walls, you have sand all around you, and you decide, okay, how can I get outside of these walls so I can get out to the outside world and stop doing the same things I've always been doing in the sandbox? So you decide to push some sand up to the wall so you can try to climb that wall, but the wall's really high. So you do your best to move all the sand all the way up against that wall, and you walk up the wall, or walk up all that sand, you climb, and eventually you get to the top of the wall and you jump over, and now you're in the outside world. You've now jailbroken out of the sandbox, and now you can go and do whatever you want. Picture this: you're in a 9-to-5 life. You're going to work, you work your 9 to 5, you go home, you go to bed, you do it all over again. You get to the weekend, you do your weekend stuff, and then guess what? You're back to your 9 to 5 again. Boom, boom, boom. You just do your stuff, and there's just no breaking away from it. You're inside of this metaphoric jail, and I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with a 9 to 5. There's nothing wrong with weekend fun, but what I'm saying is, over time, 9 to 5 stuff just becomes monotonous. At least to me, it does. So how can we jailbreak our life so that it's not the same pattern over and over and over? When it comes to jailbreaking requires vulnerabilities, and then vulnerabilities, exploits, and exploits executed, then you can get out of the sandbox. The goal and the idea of jailbreaking your life is to make your life better. You know, I found myself in that same type of situation, and I understand that some people are completely fine. They are happy with their 9 to 5 life. For myself, I find it very monotonous just for myself personally. Not that I would shame anybody that likes their 9 to 5 schedule, but myself, I had to break away from the mold. I couldn't continue on that same path. About 5 years ago, I was at a 9 to 5 job, so to speak. It wasn't 9 to 5, it was like 6:35 a.m. to like 3:05. But in that job, I worked at a factory, and we built washing machines. It was, on the assembly line all day long, essentially just leaving your brain at the door, go and do your monotonous tasks all day long. You get paid, you go home, and that's it. Now, I'm in the field that I'm in, electronics repair, so I love to solve puzzles. That's just my thing. And if I'm not solving puzzles every day, I feel like my mind and my body is just being wasted on this untapped potential. So in May of 2020, we all went through 2020 together. 2020 was a crazy time. I remember thinking, okay, 2020, this is the year that I'm going to start doing YouTube full time as much as I can. I'm going to do as many videos as I can possibly do and grow my electronics repair business and do whatever I can to break out of the 9 to 5. So with that, I looked for vulnerabilities in the 9 to 5. And with those vulnerabilities, I looked for exploits. What can I do with my time to manipulate it into growing my business so I can get out of this 9 to 5 shell and just do life how I want to do life? It took a lot of time and it took a lot of effort to where I'm at now. But in order to jailbreak out of the 9 to 5, I needed to find vulnerabilities and exploits. So if you're stuck in the 9 to 5 and you want to find your path out of the 9 to 5, entrepreneurship is really the course that I would take. Obviously, there are completely different ways that you can do it, and there are immoral and unethical things that you should not be doing to get out of your 9 to 5. I think if you want to live a long and happy life, do things morally and ethically, and be creative and be curious. And don't give up looking for the exploits for your jailbreak.